A few episodes back, I spoke about the 7 foundations of value. Those are the key aspects you need to consider when building your e-commerce business to sell it. In the previous episode, we discussed the impact of timing when it comes to selling your e-commerce business. Today, it's time for the second part of the 7 foundations of value, stability. Because this is the series where I give you a tip that you can apply to your e-commerce business to help you sell it for the best possible price, deal structure, and at a time that suits you. I'm Ben Leonard, and I built, scaled, and sold an international 7-figure e-commerce business. Now I help others to do the same with ecombrokers.co.uk, the e-commerce brokerage by e-commerce people for e-commerce people. This is Exits Made Easy, an Ecom Made Easy sister show. When you're building your business, regardless of whether you want to sell it very soon or in the distant future, you ought to be thinking of how to build value intrinsically into it so that value becomes part of the DNA of your business. The 7 foundations of value are the 7 aspects you need to be thinking of as you grow your business. Today, we're looking at the second one, stability. Your business needs to be stable, but what do we mean by that? There's lots of different ways to consider stability, but for our purposes, we mean you're selling products in a favorable niche, you're doing everything above board, no black hat, no dodgy strategies, and your business is highly transferable. I'm going to break each one of these down. First, what is a favorable niche? It's a product category or a vertical which stands the test of time. It's not associated with fads, it's not brand new and likely to become suddenly regulated, and it's low risk in terms of the potential for products to go wrong or be associated with safety concerns. For example, some favorable niches would be baby. Everybody's having babies, people are going to keep having babies. Home and garden. People have homes and a lot of people have gardens and they want to enjoy them. Sports and outdoors. Lots of people love sports and getting outdoors. And during COVID times, more and more people have got into spending time outdoors. We're moving past the pandemic now, but a lot of people are now maintaining their new outdoor habits. They enjoy getting out for a walk. They enjoy hiking. They enjoy camping, those types of things. Toys and games. People are going to play with toys and play games until the end of time. Now, some of you will be saying, but Ben, my brand doesn't fit into any of those. That's okay. Remember, when I spoke about the value pyramid, that's okay. Remember when I spoke about the value pyramid and the power of brand a few episodes ago? Go back and check out that episode. A strong brand and keeping all the other foundations of value around your brand strong can make up for being in a less favorable niche. For example, suppose you're selling electronics products. Now, that is a little bit of a risk for a potential buyer because of the risk of technological obsolescence. There's a risk that your products will become out of date. They won't be compatible anymore with other technology. But if you have everything else set up around the business in such a way to mitigate against that, then that can make up for being in a less favorable niche, right? If you have a phenomenal brand, a great brand identity, and you have systems in place to mitigate against technological obsolescence, like a process and a team in place to constantly update the product in line with emerging changes in technology, then you'll be fine. How about supplements? People often say to me, so is supplements not favorable because there's a risk there with people, taking things into their body? Well, traditionally, buyers have been wary of supplements. They don't want to get sued if something goes wrong. But more and more, there is greater understanding that most supplements are not weird and wacky potions with a high risk of something going wrong. They're basically just food concentrated in capsule form. Some of the most popular supplements in the world, fish oil, that's food. Turmeric, that's food. Creatine, that's just an amino acid, it's food. So there's that. In addition, there are more and more specialist buyers who make it their specific strategy to work only with supplements. They're happy to take on that risk. They have that built into their business model. So that's what we're talking about when we say favorable niches. The next one was black hat. What do I mean by black hat? I mean illegal, immoral, unethical tactics. These could be scams, false claims, misleading advertising, review buying, attacking your competitors. You get the idea. Just don't do it. Stay within the terms of service of every marketplace you sell on. And finally, what do I mean by transferable as it relates to your business being stable? Well, we'll get into more detail on transferability in two other parts of the 7 foundations of value. It's kind of one that transcends the 7 foundations. But essentially, I mean making your business as neatly packaged up as possible for a new owner to pick it up and drop it into their existing setup. That means having an operations manual full of systems, processes, standard operating procedures. It means using automation tools, and potentially it means having a team in place to run your day-to-day operations. We'll look into those in more detail later, but for now, that should get some cogs spinning in your brain. If somebody wanted to pick up your business right now, could you hand it to them in a metaphorical box with a ribbon on top? Or is it all over the place in different systems and locations? Maybe a lot of it's just stored in your brain. The key, of course, when thinking about all this, is to always work with experts. I hope that was helpful. Please subscribe, and you can get more at www.ecombrokers.co.uk, where we plan and execute the best possible exit for your e-commerce business.